You know, one of the reasons why you'll never see me wearing Nike or Adidas or Reebok or any of those brands is because I don't approve of what they say. You are a walking billboard wherever you go by virtue of the clothes that you choose to wear. Now, sometimes that's very explicit and sometimes it's more implicit. Sometimes it's so implicit that there's hardly any messaging whatsoever. For instance, if you just wore a basic striped or black shirt or something like that. But a lot of times what we wear is something of a walking billboard. Now, obviously, I've got my Spurgeon Tobacco Company shirt on, made by my friends Chad and Shauna at Cassidy Craft Corner. What does this shirt convey about who I am? Well, it's something of a humorous reference to Charles Spurgeon, that he smoked cigars. Now, that may be kind of internal lingo between me and other Reformed types. Other Presbyterians and Reformed Baptists would probably get the joke. And also, we might share a love for the writings and the theology of Charles Spurgeon, right? So I want to talk to you today about a new line of shirts that actually I had a part in developing. Now, this is not my company, it's not my brand, but Cassidy Craft Corner, again, my friends Chad and Shauna, they're the ones who made my shirts for me, my resolved shirts for my book, Jonathan Edwards and His Resolutions, when it came out. They made my Souls shirts for me when Souls came out, another book that I wrote. And recently they gave me the opportunity to come up with a bunch of shirt ideas. I'm kind of an ideas person. I wake up every day with ideas just jumping out of my head all the time, and I never know what to do with them. And so I said, hey, I think I could come up with some cool ideas for shirts. And so this Spurgeon tobacco shirt, along with my Warfield beard oil shirt and things like that, some of the ones you've seen me wear on this channel, obviously those companies don't exist. There is no Warfield beard oil company, but it's just for fun, another just kind of a niche reference for me and other Reformed people. Anyway, Chad and Shauna gave me free opportunity to develop some shirts, and so I was thinking about what I would want to do in this next set of shirts that I'm coming out with. And I thought about dystopias and how I love dystopia novels. In fact, you've probably heard me talk on this channel before about this, one of my favorite books here, 1984, written by George Orwell, who's been dead for some 70 years or so now. But I love dystopias because I love the fact that they offer a social critical commentary on some of the things that are happening today. As you know, one of the reasons that I like the book 1984 is because the concepts of wrongthink and memory hole and thought crime, some of those things are surprisingly contemporary. And so when Chad and Shauna asked me to come up with a few more shirt ideas for their tiny little mom and pop shop company, not working for Nike or Adidas here, but I came up with a line of dystopian related novel t-shirts. And to me, this is cool because I'm offering an implicit social commentary on some of the things that I greatly disapprove of in terms of the direction of our country. So let me show you. I've got 6 shirts that they let me design. They are available online. I'm going to post a link if you want to buy any of these online, but let's have a look at some of my shirts here I came up with. So this is my 1984 shirt, Big Brother is Watching. That's a theme in the book 1984, that the government is always watching you, thus the cool eyeball there. People might get this, and they're going to get it as a critique of our current society. I regret the fact. In fact, it makes me a little bit angry. I get miffed. I get disturbed. I get perturbed, rightly, when I think about the overreach of our government, especially with big tech and the collusion between big tech and the civil governments, the increasingly pagan, atheistic, hostile civil government. And the more information they have, the more concerned I get. That's one of the themes of the book 1984. So I thought that would make an awesome t-shirt. So there's the first one that you can get on Cassidy Craft Corner. Here's the second one, Thought Crime, another theme in the book 1984. Just a question for you. Are you a thought criminal? Then you might want to wear this shirt. A thought crime in 1984 is the idea that you hold an opinion that is disapproved of by the cultural elites and the institutions, as it were, whether it's the universities or the media or big tech or whichever party currently is in power. If you hold ideas and beliefs that are contrary to the narrative, then you are committing a thought crime. And since I am a notorious thought criminal here on this YouTube channel, I thought that might make a pretty awesome t-shirt design. And then, of course, there's my Wrong Think t-shirt here, also inspired from the book 1984, Wrong think again is when you have ideas that need to be corrected. And so, what the public school system and the public university system and many of the companies that you probably work for, not me, but maybe you work for, they're going to want to correct the way you think. And so that might involve some, I don't know, some social re-engineering of your personal opinions and your worldview, and they will do that to you and they'll force you to endure it. And so if you are one who is willing to sort of, I don't know, show a little bit of disdain for that kind of elitism, then maybe my 1984 Wrong Think t-shirt might be good for you. Now, that's not the only great dystopia, although 1984 is certainly one of them. One of my favorite dystopias is the short story Harrison Bergeron. Here's another t-shirt design I came up with. If you've never heard of Harrison Bergeron, get online right now. Listen to me. Harrison Bergeron is a short story written by Kurt Vonnegut, and you can read it in 15 minutes. I read it with my family at least once a year, just so they can see what's happening. It's a really colorful, overly styled story about what happens when society tries to make sure that absolutely everybody is equal in every way. Of course, what they do is not lift up those who are down, but rather bring down those who are strong in various ways. And so Harrison Bergeron in the story, well, I don't want to ruin it for you. It's 15 minutes. You can read this thing. It's like 7 pages. So get on and read Harrison Bergeron. This shirt is dope. It has a really cool sort of chilling factor to it here. Harrison Bergeron with his steel mask on his face. Again, read it. You'll love it. I promise you, Harrison Bergeron. Dystopic commentary on exactly what's happening today. So that's my next shirt right there. And then there's another great favorite dystopia of mine that is Fahrenheit 451. Another awesome book. I listened to this on Audible when I was running last summer, I think it was. And man, this thing is a thriller. I promise you, if you've not read Fahrenheit 451, get it either in paperback or get it on Audible. This is a pure thriller. Every single page of the entire book, you'll be like, oh my goodness, this is exactly what's happening today. Of course, Fahrenheit 451, that's the temperature at which paper burns. And in this book, of course, they're trying to eliminate all forms of information other than government-approved information, as you might predict. And so the hero of the story is one who reads books, and he is on the run as the state tries to snuff him out and to crush him. So read is the message, and Fahrenheit 451 is the shirt as well as the book. One more here for you, Animal Farm. Going back to my man, George Orwell, same author of the book 1984. I guess I have to hold it over here, right? He's got another short one called Animal Farm. It's super easy to read. My kids have read it. It's written at a middle school level, but the social commentary is deep and profound. And the theme of Animal Farm is that all the animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. That's right. And so it's not an accident here that on the shirt I've got the backside of the pig depicted along with that famous quote: all animals are equal, but but some are more equal than others. Right there it is. Anyway, thanks to Chad and Shauna for giving me the opportunity to come up with some shirt designs for their little mom and pop business. And you can support meta companies like Nike and Adidas and Reebok and all of their messaging, and Target and things like that, or you can support little companies out there, people doing their thing, making t-shirts and things like that. So anyway, I hope you appreciate my shirts. I'm going to post a link in the description of this video where you can go online and get all of them, or just Google Cassidy Craft Corner. That's the name of their little company. And again, thanks to Chad and Shauna for letting me come up with winsome little shirts like this, as well as my summer Dystopia novel series. Thanks for checking in. Love you lots. Talk to you later.